Okay, so mobile commerce means doing commercial transactions such as online banking, paying bills, or making purchases using wireless devices like mobile phones or tablets online. So you cannot use your laptop or your personal computer everywhere, but you can use your mobile phones easily. Right. So you can do online shopping while traveling, transfer money easily with the help of mobile phones. Thus, this wireless solution is very much helpful and rising day by day. So, powered by emerging technology based on WAP, that is Wireless Application Protocol. Okay, what is WAP? The important abbreviations, I'm writing it over here. Wireless Application Protocol. So the technology based on WAP, M-commerce uses web-enabled micro browsers in these mobile devices to surf the internet anytime, anywhere in the world. So WAP enabled smartphones with Bluetooth technology. They provide the user with fax, email, and telephone functions to facilitate business transactions in transit. Okay, so such smartphones are becoming so popular that most business houses have adopted M-commerce as the more efficient method of reaching to the customers or communicating with other business partners. So delivering content via wireless mobile devices has become much faster, safer, and cheaper. So the reservation of flight tickets, bus tickets, train tickets via mobile devices saves time and offers security for numerous passengers. Okay, such services are gradually making M-commerce as the method of choice for performing digital business transactions. For these reasons, M-commerce is sometimes referred to as next generation e-commerce. Understood. So what is the reason? Why is it referred to as next generation e-commerce? Because such services are gradually making m-commerce as the method of choice for performing digital business transactions. Understood. So m-commerce is actually just a subset of e-commerce. So it is a fast growing sector of e-commerce. The only difference is that users don't require a laptop or a PC for this purpose. They can use portable devices like smartphones and tablets. This way, users can access online shopping sites as well as other online services anywhere and anytime. So m-commerce can be categorized by functions as mobile shopping, mobile banking, or mobile payment. So you can do three things using m-commerce. What are they? Number one is mobile shopping, number two is mobile banking, and number three is mobile payment. Okay. So first let us understand what is mobile shopping. So mobile shopping allows a customer to purchase a product online from a mobile device using an application such as Amazon or Flipkart. Mobile banking is a service provided by a bank or other financial institution that allows its customers to conduct financial transactions remotely using a mobile device such as a smartphone or a tablet. Unlike the related internet banking, it uses software, usually called an app, provided by the financial institution for the purpose. So, mobile banking is dependent on the availability of an internet or data connection to the mobile device. This is mobile banking. Next, what is mobile payment? Mobile payment is a money payment made for a product or service through a mobile phone. And mobile payment technology can also be used to instantly send money to friends or family members. Digital wallets like ATM, Google Pay, etc., they allow a customer to make payments without swiping a card or paying with physical cash. Yes. So mobile commerce is based on wireless communication technology. And wireless communication technology has emerged as the new choice of the modern corporate world. So the wireless network has some distinct advantages over traditional wired network which use coaxial, twisted pair cable and fiber optic cables. These are different cables which are used to physically connect two or more computing devices. So in wireless networks, data transmission between computers is facilitated by waves, radio waves, or infrared waves. And it eliminates the cumbersome cabling process with bulky cables and significantly reduces labor and material cost as well as development time. Okay, so the wireless network technology together with the wireless application protocol forms the backbone of mobile commerce applications. So in various vertical markets such as retail, healthcare, marketing, manufacturing, and warehousing, mobile commerce gained acceptance and increased productivity through the use of mobile devices. So the mobile handheld devices are used to transit data to centralized host in real time over wireless networks. So mobile commerce, which uses wireless technology, offers some additional advantages over internet-based e-commerce. So in e-commerce, the internet provides information at any time of the day. And in m-commerce, the information is available anytime, anywhere. And in e-commerce, the information is available as long as the user is connected to the internet, that is connected to the wired network. Okay, if the user is involved in some other activities, that is traveling or doing some offline job, which forces him or her to become disconnected from the internet, then the information becomes unavailable. So m-commerce removes such uncertainties. Wireless networking enables the user to be connected to the wireless network or wireless internet even when on the move. This means that in m-commerce, it is possible to stay online anywhere in the world and at any time of the day. So the user can instantly access information with the help of the mobile device and the wireless network or the internet, even when he or she is doing some other activities such as traveling or shopping. So this helps employees to make spontaneous decisions, customers to ask questions spontaneously, and business owners to conduct transactions at any time, regardless of their geographic location. Means wherever they are, irrespective of the location, wherever they are. So m-commerce is recommended for every business, irrespective of its type, scale, and size. So the probability of your potential customers owning a smartphone is very high. So you can safely assume that you will get much more positive response from mobile devices than your website. Okay. For example, on any application, you are providing a mobile banner. Okay, instead of a website banner, then you get more responses from mobile banner instead of website banner because most of the people are using mobile phones. Every transaction is done through mobile phone. Okay, so this was the introduction of mobile phones, like mobile commerce. Now next let us move on to scope of mobile commerce. So what is scope of mobile commerce? So mobile commerce provides instant connectivity between mobile users regardless of their geographical location or time of the day. With the tremendous growth of wireless and mobile technology and the rapid production of cell phones in developing countries around the world, the scope of m-commerce has expanded many times over. So with the advent of super fast 4G access technology, which ensures high speed data transmission rates in the order of 50 Mbps. Okay, so m-commerce opens up new perspectives for digital media applications. So it is now possible for mobile users to watch their favorite TV programs or download and view famous movies in their mobile devices while traveling, as we most of us do that. So downloading MP3 music, playing online games, or participating in live video conferencing while in transit have become a reality now. So apart from such audio video applications, SMS based text messaging is widely accepted in day-to-day business transactions. So whether to display product promos, to announce new product launches, or to give attractive discounts, SMS has become an effective tool for mobile marketing. SMS based advertisements have become an integral part of m-commerce. And the role that SMS play in giving instant support to customers in the event of any kind of product failures or delivery delays cannot be ignored or downplayed. Okay. So another major application area of m-commerce is in the field of micropayments. So I was talking about micropayments, right? So another major application area of m-commerce is in the field of micropayments. So mobile devices will replace users' debit cards or credit cards in the near future. So the mobile phone replaces the money in your pocket and it offers an affordable, low risk alternative to credit or debit cards to pay anytime, anywhere, and for anything. So in SMS based transactional payments, the mobile phone is used to send a PIN. What do you mean by PIN? Let me write down over here what is the full form of PIN. Personal identification number. You get PIN in many things, right? Your ATM card PIN, your debit card PIN. So PIN is the personal identification number. To a bank for authorization purpose. So in SMS based transactional payments, mobile phone is used to send a PIN to a bank for authorization purpose. So after the successful verification of the PIN by the bank, the user sends a payment request through an SMS from his or her mobile to the bank. And the payment is done through an account transfer by the bank and both the payer and payee. Payer is the one who is paying. Payee is the one who is receiving. They get an SMS from the bank regarding the successful completion of the payment. So most of the times you might have seen you are making any transaction, you are paying it to somebody. Okay, as the amount is deducted from your bank account, you get a message. Or as somebody credits you some money, you will get notified about it that your so and so amount is being credited. Understood. So thus a completely cashless payment is made using the mobile phones within 10 to 15 seconds. Okay. So with the help of a flowchart, I will show you what is the scope of mobile commerce. So one is mobile content delivery. What all comes under this? Like mobile TV, mobile radio, mobile movie, mobile games, mobile study material. These things come under mobile content delivery. Then next, what is the other scope of m-commerce? That is mobile content services. So what all come under this? mobile CRM, mobile payment, mobile banking, mobile auction, mobile study trading. Okay. And then the next scope is mobile marketing. Mobile marketing and advertisement. So what comes under this? Mobile shopping, mobile ticketing, mobile coupons, mobile advertisement. And next coming to mobile enterprise applications. So you get mobile ERP, mobile business intelligence, mobile cloud, and mobile social networking. And then coming to the last scope, that is mobile governance services. So what comes under these? Mobile bill payment, mobile tax payment, mobile health service, mobile agricultural service, mobile judicial service. These are the services provided by mobile governance services. So this is nothing but this figure which I have shown you, it shows the scope of mobile commerce. Okay, so mobile commerce offers a range of location-based services such as tracking and monitoring people or vehicles, identifying or finding the nearest ATMs, or finding the nearest banks, or finding the nearest hospitals, or finding the nearest restaurants, or finding local weather or traffic reports. So we are able to track each one of them using location-based services. Now, people tracking, how does it help? How can you track people? Why do you track people? It helps in criminal investigation, where the mobile phone used by a criminal can be tracked and its location is identified using GPS. Then, how about vehicle tracking? Vehicle tracking is used to determine the actual position of the goods to be delivered and helps in supply chain operation management. Like we are sending our parcels through Rapido nowadays. So we are able to track where the Rapido person is, whether he has reached or he has delivered or what, wherever he is, we are able to track him. Then next is local traffic and weather report. It can be created in a local office and delivered to a user's mobile phone if desired. Okay, and the local bank or ATM or hospital or restaurant information can also be delivered to a mobile user at minimal cost. Now, the scope of mobile commerce is gradually covering all aspects of the lives of modern citizens. So, from mobile banking, mobile browsing, and mobile ticketing to mobile marketing, mobile advertising, mobile computing. Okay, following these all things, mobile commerce is gradually becoming an integral part of both the corporate world and the common people. So, with the prices of mobile phones decreasing exponentially and the number of different mobile applications increasing enormously, more and more people will indulge in m-commerce applications, and soon it will become the preferred choice of the digital business world. Okay, so this was all about scope of m-commerce. I hope you understand everything. Now coming to the third topic, that is benefits of mobile commerce. What are the benefits of mobile commerce? Benefits or advantages, anything you can say as such. So the main advantage of mobile commerce is that it gives the mobile users instant connectivity regardless of their geographic location and time of the day. And the mobile user can stay connected to his or her company network and collect information even when he or she is in transit and remotely located away from the company installation. And the same lightweight mobile phone or mobile device can be used for making business transactions or making online payments 24 by 7 in a cost effective way. So let me list you what are the major benefits. So number one is anytime, anywhere. So what do you understand by this anytime, anywhere? See, mobile commerce together with wireless communication technology and wireless broadband internet access keeps the mobile user connected with the internet while traveling across the globe. So the business information is available to the mobile user any time of the day and anywhere across the globe. So this anytime or anywhere internet access makes business transactions more flexible and customer communications more efficient, which in turn improves the productivity of the company and increases customer satisfaction. So the valuable market information, stock prices or share prices, inventory position, delivery schedule, etc., these all things are instantly available at the fingertips. So the round the clock, that is 24 by 7 internet availability benefits many users to conduct business transactions from their homes or from any other place while on the move and at any convenient time. Thus, m-commerce offers greater mobility and flexibility to mobile users in performing business transactions using their handheld mobile devices. This was the first benefit, that is anytime, anywhere. Now, the second one is good business opportunities. What are the good business opportunities? See, the number of mobile users is increasing day by day, right? As through m-commerce, your business gets large and growing marketplace for a variety of goods and services. Then the next benefit is good marketing tool. How is m-commerce a good marketing tool? So m-commerce also helps businesses target customers according to their location, service provider, the type of device they use, and various other criteria. So this can be a good marketing tool. Then number 4 is it processes multiple orders. So mobile commerce allows businesses to process multiple orders at once. There are no long checkout lines and customers can buy products at any time. Then number 5 is cost effective. So the cost of transactions using mobile devices are relatively low. The critical business data such as reports, photographs, etc. can be captured and transmitted easily from the mobile devices without involving any bulky, expensive equipment. So the customer queries can be attended and support provided instantly from the mobile device, thus making customer support more comprehensive. And the SMS based micropayments facilitate bank account transfer within a few seconds and the cost of an SMS. So, in case of mobile billing, users can pay for electricity bills, telephone bills, petrol, grocery, etc. through their mobile phones. And the payments made in the mobile phones for such items will appear as part of their mobile phone bills, thus eliminating the need for a third party payment mechanism such as credit cards. So, this reduces the cost of payment to a large cost. Then, number 6 is personalized service. So, mobile commerce offers a number of personalized service to the mobile users depending on their various requirements and purposes. And the digital cellular technology can monitor the location of user performing mobile transactions. So knowledge of the user's location may be used to deliver timely and useful content such as product availability and discount information to the potential customer. So timely information like flight schedules and flight availability can be delivered to the user at the last minute. Okay. Delivery of time critical as well as emergency information, SMS-based notifications and alerts can be easily made if the location of the user is tracked. And the location tracking is also utilized in offering customized services to the user, such as delivery of discount coupons that can be cashed in and around of the location of the customer. So delivery of regional maps, driving directions, and online directories are also possible if the location of the mobile user is known. Another major advantage of location tracking is that in criminal investigation, the location of the mobile user can be monitored and recorded as part of the investigation process. Okay, then the last advantage or benefit is savings. So companies try to reach to the customer directly through through m-commerce. So users have no need to go far to the store physically. At the end, it saves users time and money. So these were the benefits. Now let us see what are the limitations. So as you have seen, it has many benefits. So on the other hand, it also have the limitations. So what are the limitations? Let us see now. So although mobile commerce has some distinctive advantages such as instant connectivity and location and time independence over electronic commerce and offers low cost personalized services to the mobile users. So it suffers from some serious limitations which restrict its use to mainstream business world. So the mobile device limitations such as small screen size, small memory capacity, and lower processor speed makes it unsuitable for high quality internet graphics applications. So the limited availability of bandwidth to various mobile operators imposes a limitation on the speed of operation of different mobile commerce applications. So the wireless networks used in mobile commerce are more vulnerable to external hacker attacks compared to wired networks. And stringent security arrangements in the form of encryption and authentication should be adopted to prevent unwanted intrusions. So, what are the main disadvantages? Let me list you now. So, number one is small screen size and poor resolution. So, as you can see, mobile devices have smaller screen size and poor resolution, which makes them inconvenient for browsing applications. So data entry can be quite difficult using a small combinational keypad that comes with most of the mobile handheld devices. And the wide and high resolution screens in conventional desktops or laptops which are used in e-commerce application offer ease of use in data entry operations as well as viewing web pages. So these large screens support 1920 by 1080 resolution. The large screens which you have, monitors and all, its resolution will be 1920 by 1080. These are monitor resolution and 3D graphics display. Although mobile devices offer greater mobility and flexibility in accessing information, the smaller screen size restricts the amount of information that could be presented and offers a less convenient user interface in the form of menu-based scroll and click mode of data entry. Okay, so this is the first limitation. And the second limitation is low speed processor. So how is low speed processor a limitation to m-commerce? See, most mobile devices are equipped with low powered processors with a much slower processing speed compared to the more sophisticated processors used in desktops or laptops. So such low speed processors limit the download speed in most mobile commerce applications. So the applications requiring too much processing power should be avoided as they may become irritably slow due to low speed processors. Also, keeping the low processor speed in mind, the mobile websites must be optimized to ensure customer satisfaction. Unnecessary plugins, flash images, and animation should be removed to ensure speed of delivery. Okay, so this is the second limitation. And the third limitation is small storage capacity. So the mobile devices do not have large storage space. And the storage capacity in mobile devices is in the order of 32 GB to 128 GB compared to 2 TB or higher, which is used in desktops or laptops. So it is difficult to store large video files in mobile devices for future use. And the mobile application developers must be concerned about the size of their applications during the development phase. Then fourth limitation is low power backup. So mobile devices use batteries as their power supply. Normally, power for a mobile device lasts up to 2 to 3 days, depending on the size of the device. After this time, the battery should be recharged, which puts additional strain on the user, who has to remember to recharge it from time to time. Right? So we face this issue. Next, the fifth limitation is wireless network limitation. So mobile commerce depends on wireless networks, which are typically slower than wired networks. In many cases, wireless networks offer one-fourth the speed of standard wired network. Also, most wireless networks are more common in urban area, and some of the rural areas might not have wireless communication facilities. So online mobile services may become unavailable in some rural areas, and thus popularity of mobile services may be suffered. So unless the mobile device is compatible with 3G or 4G technology, the applications become sluggish and unreliable compared to wired network applications. So atmospheric disturbances and the fading of signals transmitted over wireless networks sometimes cause serious data errors, and they can even lead to disconnections. Then number 6 is bandwidth restrictions. So a major disadvantage of mobile commerce is bandwidth limitation, which imposes a limitation on speed of operation in various m-commerce applications. So wireless networks use frequency spectrum to transmit information across the network. Regulatory bodies control the use of available frequency spectrum and allocate the spectrum to various mobile operators. So in India, the frequency spectrum were initially located and regulated by DOT. What do you mean by DOT? Department of Telecommunication. So later, TRAI was set up. What is TRAI? Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. TRAI was set up to control the usage of frequency spectrum. So the limited availability of bandwidth to various mobile operators in turn restricts the data rate in mobile commerce application. Then the last limitation is security issues. So another concern that is often raised in connection with mobile commerce is the security issue. So mobile devices are more vulnerable to theft, loss, and mishandling. So special care must be taken to ensure that the security and privacy of the mobile phone customer are not compromised if a mobile device is lost. So this includes that sensitive information is not stored on the mobile devices and that the PIN or password can be changed or blocked quickly and easily if necessary. So mobile commerce employs public wireless networks for transmission of signals, which can be easily intercepted by hackers for capturing or altering stream of data traveling through the wireless medium. Now in wired networks, in order to gain access, the intruder has to gain physical access to the wired infrastructure. So in wireless networks, anyone with the ability has to gain physical access to the wired infrastructure. Okay, so anyone with the ability to receive signal in a mobile device can gain access to the network. So in order to protect the wireless network from unwanted users, various encryption and authentication techniques should be employed. Yes. So authentication of mobile devices prior to carrying out any financial transaction is another important issue. So the SIM stores, what is SIM? SIM, SIM. Subscriber Identity Module. This is the full form of SIM. So the SIM stores the subscriber identity in the form of cryptographic keys. So the authentication server of the wireless network stores the matching keys and verifies the user identity prior to any transaction. While it is much easier to intercept signals over wireless networks, the encryption and authentication mechanism makes it difficult for the unwanted user to decrypt. Okay, so these are all limitations and advantages, benefits and limitations. In addition to that, we have covered introduction and scope of mobile commerce.